Hello, everyone. So I was at girls' soccer practice yesterday, coaching, and I came home and I felt pollen in my mouth, up my nose, and I'm pretty sure there was like a film of it in my eyes. I love spring, but I don't love the film of yellow pollen everywhere. My allergies are out of control, and I know that many other people's are too. So I thought, why not talk about what is relevant? And what is relevant right now is allergies. So if you are like me and you suffer from seasonal allergies, and I also suffer from inside allergies, but seasonal allergies have me feeling blech right now. Then you are probably doing a lot of this and a lot of this. And for me, it's a lot of this, right? I'm itching my eyes all the time. I have terrible allergic conjunctivitis. Some people might also feel itchiness in their ears. And a very unusual sensation is some itchiness in the top of your palate, or a weird kind of sensation back there. And some people are doing a lot of for postnasal drip. Some of you all who deal with asthma might have some asthma flares this time of year, or maybe you don't know that your coughing might be an asthma flare. But this thick amount of pollen is getting to a lot of people. So how do we deal with it, and what do we do? So there's lots of options, and thankfully over the last few years, a lot of those options are now over the counter. So we have our oral medicines, we have our nasal sprays, and then we have our eye drops. So the oral medicines, a lot of people are familiar with those. Probably the first one to come out was Claritin or Loratadine. Oh, excuse me. Can you say hello to everybody? No. So Claritin is one of the first allergy medicines. It does come, I believe, in a chewable. It comes in liquid and it comes in a pill. Then there is Zyrtec or cetirizine, and there's also Allegra. And then they went and made cetirizine into Zysol, which is very similar to its original, which is Zyrtec. Those oral medicines obviously are absorbed, and it treats you systemically, meaning whole body. So it's going to treat you if you have multi-allergy symptoms. So if you've got the whole thing, like your nose is running, you're congested, you're itchy, your eyes are itchy, you're constantly feeling drip down your throat, that's a go-to medicine, okay? Because you're gonna treat all the different areas you're feeling the allergies. I find Claritin to be a little bit weaker than Zyrtec or Allegra and Zysol. So, you know, if you feel like you're mildly allergic, then maybe Claritin's for you. If you feel like you're really full blown on, maybe go for your Zyrtec or your Allegra. Zyrtec and Allegra also come in liquid, and they are generic available as well, and have different flavors. So, you know, pick your choice for what your child might like flavor-wise. Then we have our nasal sprays. Now, the nasal sprays are probably first line for nasal allergic rhinitis, right? So allergic rhinitis, meaning here in your nose. So any symptoms having to do with allergies in the nose. So runny nose, congestion, postnasal drip, okay? And postnasal drip is what causes that, right? Or a chronic cough. You wake up in the morning and you're coughing up phlegm. That's all related to allergic rhinitis. So nasal steroid spray is going to be incredibly effective against that. Steroid should not be a scary word. This is not absorbed through your whole body. These are very effective because they just work locally right here, okay? We're just dealing with steroid right here, not all over your body. You're not gonna gain weight, get bloated, not sleep, be super hungry, irritable. That's when you take oral steroid pills. This is just working in your nose. A couple of them also have some indication for eye allergies, but I don't find that as effective as using either eye drops or oral medicine. So your nasal sprays, a lot of them are now over the counter. So those are gonna be Flonase, which was the first one to come out over the counter, or fluticasone, Nasocort, Nasonex, Rhinocort, and they have some generic names. The Flonase is the one with the green top, brown bottom. I think Nasocort's blue with a white bottom. I think Rhinocort actually has a pregnancy B indication, so I think it might be the only one that has a level B for pregnant women. The side effect for this one, the main side effect, it can cause nosebleeds. That's common, but your nose is already pretty irritated from having allergies, so it's not uncommon to have a nosebleed with allergies, and then having allergies with a nasal steroid spray, you're a little bit more likely to have nosebleeds. If they are not severe being, 15, 20 minutes with clots, I don't worry too much about it. Just pinch and forward. Let's not swallow the blood. That's gonna make you very nauseous, and they'll stop. If they're frequent, if they're lasting a long time, then we might need to introduce some saline up there, or maybe even stop the steroid. There is also a nasal spray that is an antihistamine. It can be paired with the nasal steroid spray. That's a prescription, and we can help you with that if it needs to be paired up. You can use the nasal steroid spray, Flonase or Nasocort, or whichever one you're on, along with the oral Zyrtec or Allegra to kind of double treat your allergies, because obviously if you're trying to treat your nose, it's not going well alone, or you want to treat your eyes and your nose, then you can pair them both up. Moving along to other medicines, we also have eye drops for eye allergies. They are now over the counter too. So we have antihistamine, we have Pataday. So they're 1 or 2 drops per day, and they take away that I feel like I want to remove my eyeball and scratch it and insert it back in. It also can feel like this time of year very dry, just because it feels like there's just a grittiness in my eye. I'm constantly rubbing my eye. And then of course, the more you're rubbing your eye, the greater chance for actual bacterial conjunctivitis, because you're touching your eyes all the time. So you could do Pataday with nasal spray. You could do oral with nasal spray. You can do all 3 together when they're really severe. So there's a lot of options. If you're still very severely affected by the pollen outside, the seasonal allergies, then it's time to see the allergist, right? You're gonna get tested for the outside sources and the inside sources, so dust mite and roach and mice, et cetera. And if you're super high in some of these allergens, which is likely if you're very symptomatic and failing treatment, then you might need to be on immunotherapy. Immunotherapy is allergy shots. Sorry about the dogs in the background. Allergy shots. So this might not be tolerable for like a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old, but the older people get, the more tolerable this becomes and the more effective this is as a long-term treatment, especially if it is something that is flaring asthma, because if you are severely allergic, you have a higher chance for asthma, and it is going to make your asthma worse if you're having an allergy attack, basically. So if you're outside playing soccer and you're exposed to all this pollen, you might have an asthma attack and you need to be on a controller, and we're going to be doing everything we can to sort of settle everything down. So pollen this time of year from trees. We're soon going to be going into grass season during the summer, which can really wreak havoc for people. And you could have multiple allergens. So, you know, and then people deal with indoor allergens. Dander from pets. Dust mite is a huge one. I'm very allergic to dust mite. And that does not mean your house is dirty. It just means that dust is everywhere, and no matter how hard we clean, it just is, right? It collects in rugs, it collects in pillows, curtains. I mean, dust mite just exists because it's how we live. It comes off our skin. It is our skin. So, just a little spiel about how to try to control it. You can reach out to your physician. What should you use? Is it okay if I do Flonase? How many sprays should I do? How young can I start using this? Those are questions for your physician. But it is accessible now over the counter. And then we have our old school Benadryl, right? It's gonna make you sleepy. You can still use it. It's every 6-hour medicine. It's gonna hit a lot of histamine receptors. But it's there for failure of other medicines. It might be more beneficial at nighttime, okay? All right, there's my allergy spiel. Good luck during this pollen season.